We are still waiting to see how weather will impact opening day of the Clay County Fair. We know that it's going to have at least some impact there. The gates are still scheduled to open in just a few hours at 2 p.m.
News4Jax reporter Aaron Farrar is live inside the fair. He is there before the bad weather gets there. Aaron, also, you were there yesterday following the preparations and the safety that is done to make sure that all the riders are safe.
And when we were here, what we saw were about 3 different state inspectors checking out the rides. They were looking for any issues or potential issues that there may be to get those fixed immediately. And what they did is they actually made sure each ride was operating as if there were people on them. And once they said that that was approved, they would put stickers just like this one at the Ferris wheel that said that the ride was inspected and approved by the Department of Agriculture. So the Ferris wheel is good to go. And they did that with all 42 rides here in the fair. This sticker posted on a ride is the stamp of approval. Andy Degler says training is key to ensuring ride safety.
Rides are a lot like anything else that you have. They have manuals that tell us exactly what we need to be doing, when to be servicing, troubleshooting. So we often refer back to the individuals or the companies that built the equipment and ask them if there is an issue, what is the fix, how do we fix it properly, and leave it up to them to tell us how to do it.
Degler is the owner of Degler Attractions and operator of the Midway's games and rides at the fair. He says each operator has to be well versed in knowing who's allowed to ride. That includes height minimums and limits that will be posted at rides just like this Ferris wheel, and which health conditions hinder someone from riding. Degler says the rides here do not have weight restrictions. Although each operator must be at least 18 years old, Degler says some have been with this company for decades. All of them must attend seminars during the off-season and logging a specific amount of hours. A state report into the death of Tyree Sampson found the ride operator in Orlando only had 4.5 weeks of training prior to the incident.
We have our supervisors who have all been trained on each specific piece of equipment. They can go around and train an actual operator to do his or her job. There's also, it's not just the operators. We have people who take tickets, who might assist people getting on and off the ride. They all need to be trained too. There is documentation that they have to have, that they've participated in these things, and that they're maintaining their hours.
Hours needed to keep them eligible to operate these rides. As we give you another live look at some of the rides that are not going right now, but the plan is for around 2 o'clock for these to be up and running. The fair opens at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Degler also says before the rides can open, his own crew is reviewing their own checklist to make sure they are good to go before people get on these rides starting later on this afternoon. Reporting live in Clay County, I'm Aaron Farrar, Channel 4, the local station.